Here is the story of Aegeus. Aegeus didn't realize that he had a supernatural ability until he turned 18. He uses this power every minute of every day, but he still treasures the moment of his incredible discovery. A warm spring day is what begins this tale. Teenage Aegeus sat on a nearby park bench trying to read. A few minutes after he started, he heard a young woman's voice. It sounded like she was panicking about something. Aegeus, putting his book down, kept overhearing the woman's words. She was missing a valuable bracelet that her great-grandmother had given her. She knew that it was around her somewhere. It was then that Aegeus decided to try and help. He didn't go up to the woman, however. Instead, he just sat there, not knowing why. He began looking at the area around him. The trees, the grass, the park benches, the concrete pathway. He started paying more attention to the grass. Perhaps she had dropped it. He saw the grass blades with such great accuracy. His eyes appeared to zoom in like a telescope. He could see the line patterns on each blade, and even a beautiful ladybug crawled down from one. After seeing green for quite some time, he could finally see a patch of bright gold. There it was. Without telling the woman, still very worried, he left his bench and walked straight up to the golden spot, not taking his own eyes off of it. He picked it up and finally presented it to the woman, who thanked him gladly with a relieved look. After the woman left, Aegeus began thinking, how did he do that? How could his own eyes mimic a telescope? Although he kept asking himself that question almost every day, he still gladly accepted his ability. That tale, ladies and gentlemen, is what's known as a myth, which means that it may or may not have happened. I will answer that for you. It did not happen. That was just an exaggeration of a story about myself. The story has been repeated in my household numerous times, and I feel like it means something to me. It explains how I became interested in filmmaking. It is not something that has triggered my mind to say I want to direct films. My passion slowly developed over the course of my childhood and finally became clear at age 11. My dad always tells the story of when we went to a park one day, and he wanted me to try and make friends, since I was too independent. I was a very shy, nervous kid with a severe speechless fluency, so I didn't have the confidence to go up to other kids. What I did instead was sit on a bench near a basketball court and watch the other kids play. I wasn't watching the kids play, however. I was watching the movement of the ball, how it went up and down, how it was passed from kid to kid, how it made the familiar swoosh sound when it came through the net. I sat there probably the entire time I was there. I didn't make any friends that day, but according to my dad, my observation skills grew tremendously. My observation skills now help me a lot when I'm picturing how I want a scene for a film to flow. And now my filmmaking skills have paid off. From then on, I would always overhear my dad telling similar stories like this, explaining that I am different from most teenagers, but in a strange, creative way.